Hello, I'm Raw, and Gearbox just released a bunch of information for Borderlands 4's Endgame and the upcoming DLCs. Before that, they also showed a shift code for a bunch of diamond keys and golden keys, which I've put in the description. Let's jump right in. During this panel, multiple Gearbox executives came together to discuss the endgame that we will be experiencing when Borderlands 4 launches. They stated that they are making missions after the campaign that are introduced to the player, specifically titled Ultimate Vault Hunter Mode, which is a familiar name to the franchise, that provides a host of missions and challenges to help the player get acclimated to endgame. These challenges can take the form of boss fights or packs of enemies that you have to clear out. They didn't really get into the specifics of this, but I'm assuming they're just going to be heightened challenges to help you prepare for endgame. They also stated that the campaign usually ends around level 30, with the max level being 50. Rather than have players wonder what's going on at endgame, or if there is an endgame, and having weird search functions like in Borderlands 3, they want a smooth transition into the endgame, meaning you don't have to regrind weapons when going up Ultimate Vault Hunter ranks, and they design the whole experience with co-op in mind. This includes crossplay. Once you beat the game and are introduced to the new Ultimate Vault Hunter missions, they are also introducing a new endgame grind called Specialization. This specialization is practically a second set of skill trees that can further enhance your builds. Once you unlock the specialization after you beat the campaign and are in endgame, it will be unlocked across all characters going forward. So if you make a level 1 character, they will have access to it. You gain specialization points similar to how you gain levels, simply by getting XP from enemies and missions, and possibly other means. You could spend these points on skills in the specialization tree. One specialization skill I'm looking forward to is Full Spectrum Arsenal, which allows gun damage boosts to affect ordnance damage at 50%. One last thing to note is that rerolls of the specialization tree cost iridium. After finishing the campaign on at least one character, you are able to start another campaign at level 30, which takes the form of a free roam mode, apparently, which allows you to take the game on at a higher difficulty. You are also able to replay any mission or story mission without restarting your playthrough, which is a first for the series. Along with different search parameters you could use to find online matches, you are able to take on weekly wildcards and Moxxis big encore runs, which are intended to be endgame playlists. The weekly wildcard mission, as it states, is a mission that guarantees legendary gear at the end of it, whereas weekly encore runs choose a specific boss that is buffed and has increased drop rates for both gear and iridium. Maurice's black market will also be making a return, and this time, the loot will be instanced. The devs say that you should always invite your friends to get the best loot between one another. They state that endgame will motivate players to find the best gear available. This is further incentivized with exclusive firmware only available in Ultimate Vault Hunter mode, and you can apparently transfer firmware to multiple different pieces of gear. These exclusive firmwares seem extremely powerful, and you're able to have up to 5 firmware bonuses. Each specific firmware bonus set can stack up to a maximum of 3. As shown above, this will probably be the other endgame gear chase, aside from weapons and equipment. Alright, now that endgame discussion is out of the way, they also discussed future DLC and plans for content. They even went ahead and provided a roadmap for all the content upcoming in Q4 2025 and Q1 2026. This includes both free and paid content. One thing I want to note off the bat is that in the first free content update, they will actually be releasing a new weather variant, which I find very interesting. The first free content update they will be putting out is titled Horrors of Kairos and is apparently coming out around October. It will include spooky vibes, cosmetics, and new legendaries to grind for. It is only available for a limited time though. The second mini free DLC pack will apparently include new invincible bosses, which is very exciting. This obviously includes new legendary weapons, but it also states that there will be additional Ultimate Vault Hunter mode levels, meaning they may actually forego the usual DLC level increase and simply use UVHM levels to dictate how difficult enemies are, and possibly allow us to not regrind gear every time. Next up are bounty packs, with 2 releasing in Q4 2025 and Q1 2026, apparently. These packs should resemble more so the Headhunter packs in Borderlands 2 and are centralized around a specific character and a specific theme. The first Headhunter pack is supposedly focused around Rush, a new character being introduced in Borderlands 4, and will take a winter theme, most likely coming around December. These Headhunter packs also include new vault cards, making a return from Borderlands 3. These include new cosmetics, weapons, and even a new vehicle skin that will be unlocked through daily and weekly missions. Finally, there is the major DLC expansions coming to Borderlands 4. There will be a total of 2 being introduced in the Super Deluxe Edition, and apparently the first one will have you kill a beloved character, with Randy hinting towards it being Crazy Earl. They state the first major story DLC will be very reminiscent of Guns, Love, and Tentacles from Borderlands 3, and will have a darker and heavier tone, with it heavily leaning towards cosmic horror and will be extremely bloody. They are focusing this DLC around Ellie, with the name being Ellie and the Vault of the Damned. They give a little breakdown of how the DLC will take place, and supposedly Ellie finds herself in a frozen tundra, not feeling quite right, and is apparently not the only one feeling unwell. They also stated they are all in on the DLC right now. They also announced the next Vault Hunter being released alongside this new expansion, and provided a silhouette to keep us guessing. During this section, they also discussed the fans' reaction when they found out that they weren't going to release DLC characters throughout Borderlands 3's lifecycle. Randy also alludes to the fact that the new character has a lot of implements up his sleeves, which is interesting to note, and apparently just settled on his name. And finally, for the biggest surprise, in my personal opinion, is the return of pearls. Yep, there's finally going to be another rarity. They didn't introduce them in both Borderlands 3 and Wonderlands, but we're finally getting another rarity, a familiar rarity, in Borderlands 4. They also announced another pre-order bonus for everyone that has pre-ordered and will pre-order before Borderlands 4's release, in the form of 4 new weapons, including a rocket launcher, grenade, and 2 firearms, and 4 Psycho Mask Vault Hunter heads. If there's anything I missed, please let me know. However, even with all they've shown, I am still extremely excited for Borderlands 4, and I'm hoping they really deliver on both the base experience and the DLCs ahead. If you're excited by what they're offering, let me know. If you thought the video was helpful, leave a like and maybe even subscribe. I'll be putting out a lot more Borderlands 4 videos in the near future. Anyways, take care and have a nice day.